Hey, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. My name's Jake. It's not Thursday, but this is a new beer. You can find me on Untappd, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at tubajake_69. Tell me your stories. I like to hear them. Tell me what you're drinking. I'd like to know. I'll tell you what I'm drinking, too. The beer I've got for you today is Roaktoberfest. It's a Marzen from Roak Brewing Company, which I found out is not in Royal Oak, but is in Marshall. Maybe you've heard of Dark Horse, also in Marshall, Michigan, but Roak also in Marshall, Michigan. This one says, this traditional Marzen is copper in color with a full frothy head and an herbal hop aroma. Light malt flavors that are not overly sweet with crisp and clean finish, perfect for the season. Because it is still October and Oktoberfest is in full swing. So I'll get this guy going here. Look at that. Nice light copper color. Might even go with light color. It's almost pale. A nice head on it. I'm not sure how old this beer is, but it looks like it could be a little bit older just because the head isn't quite as big. Let's see what it tastes. I mean, it's a Marzen, so it should taste crackery and rich. Go with that. Let's see what this tastes like. Not getting a lot of that cracker flavor that I was expecting to find in there. I am getting, I'm not sure if it's an alcoholic taste or if it's a metallic taste, something with the water, or just that there's a lot of alcohol. And I want to say that this one's 5 point something, like 5.7, I think is what it said on here. Let's set it on the other side. Yeah, 5.7% ABV. So it is a little bit heavy for the style. Usually these are a little bit, usually they float right around 5, 6. But also most of the time the color is darker. Like almost roasty, but this is not that. Usually it's a little bit sweeter than what this is, which is fine. This is a fine beer, a very good beer, easy to drink. Once you get around that alcohol or metallic taste, the rest of it's really good. The mouthfeel is good. The aroma is good. The sweetness is good on it. It's just that one little thing that could just be that it's old, but I don't see anywhere on here. It's from June, it's from July, so it's not that old. I don't know. It's weird. So that's what it's like. What beer does this remind me of? Actually, oddly enough, this reminds me a lot more of Budweiser than it does of any of the other Marzens that I've had recently. One that's been sitting around for a little while longer. So, or if you've been drinking a lot of light beer throughout the day and then you crack open, like let's say you have Bud Lights, 5 or 6 Bud Lights during the day, you crack open that Budweiser that's sitting down at the bottom of the cooler. That's kind of what this tastes like. Like it's stronger and you can tell. Yeah, a lot like that. Does this remind me of a story? Okay, so there's a pretzel on the front of this, and this is the story that reminded me of. Anybody ever have the Shock Top Pretzel? It is not a pretzel. It is a beer that is pretzel flavored. Comes out darker than this guy, but really reminds me more of a Marzen because you get that crackery flavor to it, and it's probably, I think it's only like 5%. The one time I've had it, it was on tap, so I don't know for sure what the ABV is on that because I didn't look at it. I've seen it one time in a store, actually down at Horrocks, and decided that I didn't want to try it again because it's weird. It's weird. A beer that tastes like a pretzel is strange. But I would also imagine that it's probably what it tasted like in general for a lot of years. Because beer was supposed to be a replacement for bread. Keeps better than bread. It tastes just as good as bread. But yeah, so went up to a restaurant with my dad up here in town, sat down. I'm like, oh, I'll have, I don't even remember what it was, some super light IPA. Actually, I think it was light by Upper Hand Brewing. And Dad was like, what's that one there with the weird, the Shock Top thing on it, but it's like a strange color? They were like, oh, that's the Shock Top Pretzel. I was like, that's strange. I don't think Dad's gonna like this, but that's fine too. So he's like, yeah, I'll try that. So he tried it, and he drank probably about half of it, and was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this. And really, we probably should have switched, because that Upper Hand Light is probably exactly what he was looking for, and that Shock Top Pretzel is new, and I like trying new things, but also the light was also new, so. Oh. The more I drink of this, the better it gets. It's probably one of those ones that you should have 6 of them before you make up your mind on it. But that initial flavor of metal and or alcohol is, it's still there, but you don't notice it after a little bit more alcohol. So my guess is probably alcohol, and it's probably fine. Good stuff. All right, I have a quote for you. This one is from Pablo Picasso. He said, "The purpose of art is washing the dust of daily life off our souls." Do art. It'll make you feel clean. Which is weird, because for the most part, from what I've noticed, art does not generally make you clean. Not that dirty people do art, but like painting and sculpture and dance, they do not leave you clean. They might leave you feeling clean, which is awesome, but yeah, do not leave you clean. But they make you feel better. So do art. It's good for you. All right, so don't forget, you can find me at tubajake_69 at Untapped YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Tell me your stories. I like to hear them. I'll tell them if you give them to me. So do that for sure. Tell me what you're drinking. I'd like to know. I just had the Roaktoberfest from Roak Brewing, so that's what I'm having. I'll catch you next time. You got time for a beer.